I'm really happy to be able to share this with you guys. This is the FMS Trojan. Generally comes in around the $300 price point. It's a good sized plane, as you guys can see, with a lot of attention to detail. This plane has been out for a little while, but the reason I've got it on the channel is because we visited my family in MacArthur, Ohio at the Vinton County Airport. That's right where we are now, on the full-scale runway, 1 mile long, to do a maiden for my dad. My dad picked this up through the grapevine, through me actually, and he has not maidened it yet. So I brought a few charged batteries.
So you got it through a trade and then you instantly
told Dad about it.
Yeah.
He got excited and had to have it.
So it never made it on the channel.
That's right. But we're here now to have some fun, and Dad just hasn't had a chance to put it in the air yet, but it is bound up. There's a few really cool things that I want to show you on this plane that I don't have on anything that I own. And then we'll put it in the air, do a maiden, hopefully clean up that flight and the same pass. It runs on a 4S battery. I've got a 5,000, almost a 5,000 milliamp battery in here. And guys, this puppy for a foam plane is heavy. FMS has a good line of big, heavy foam Warbirds. I've got some friends at our airfield that fly these puppies and they always look great. We have navigation lights back here on the wing tips. They're hard to see because it's very bright out right now, but everything is working and looking great. And when you first get this, it's going to come with a pretty decorative 3-bladed prop. Dad has opted to put a cheaper prop on here until he gets a little better at flying it. Then he'll put his pretty prop on there. Also, that prop is more efficient than a 3-bladed prop anyway. So let me show you a couple cool things about this plane. When I throw the flaps, I want you guys to watch the cowl, okay? There's half flaps, and at full flaps, can you see the cowl flaring out? Isn't that amazing?
That's crazy.
Just like the real deal, baby. It's to help slow her down. I mean, this is the first plane I've ever had with this, so I didn't do a lot of research on it.
Plus it has the regular flaps.
That's right. So as I throw the flaps, and he's got it set up with elevator mixed in, which is really nice. And then we also have retractable landing gear. So when I get it in the air, I'll throw those up and they'll completely disappear because the paneling on there. It's a beautiful plane, really nicely made, brushless of course. I'm excited to fly it. And yeah, I'm a little nervous because this is Dad's plane, but beautiful day at the airport, so let's fly. All right, I'm excited. There's no wind right now, so it's got a nice smooth taxi going. We're in the air. She sounds good and looks really good. Abby, I'm gonna do my best to stay over there, but I'm also fighting a little bit of what needs to be trimmed up pretty bad. This is part of a maiden, especially on a big bird, and I will bring it back down. I think I've got her trimmed up. Let's put those flaps up. And it's flying pretty good. I will get it lower, I promise. I just want to get a feel for this. Feels like I need a little bit of down elevator because we're climbing a lot. I will bring this lower. So this is part of a maiden. I just wanted to show you guys a true maiden. So a little bit of trimming, realizing it needs a little bit of down trim and just a little bit of aileron. And it's flying really good right now. So I'm gonna try to get it a little lower for you guys. Get some cool shots here at the Vinton County Airport. Oh, you know what I still need to do? Landing gear. There we go. Landing gear's up, we have less drag. Now she's flying great. Still needs some down elevator. It likes to climb a lot when I throttle up. So, maiden, maiden, maiden. Okay, feeling good. That's usually about how long it takes to get something trimmed up, as long as it's not crazy bad. Let's have a little bit more fun with it. big plane. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a roll. Oh, nice and slow scale roll. That looked good. Listen to it as it passes by. I'm gonna get it pretty close and kill the throttle. See if we can get this. Oh. That is one of the best sounds ever. When a plane passes by and the throttle is dead, you can just hear it cutting through the wind. Okay, let's maybe try a loop. You ready, Abby?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna straighten it out some, pull back, little throttle. Oh yeah, nice loop. Not so much on my part, but the plane did a really good job. Look at that bright orange. Oh yeah. Now, I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite color of Trojan? Do you like this? You know, I've seen them in kind of a navy blue, which is a little bit more rare. This is the most common color scheme, and growing in popularity on model planes is the yellow look. Which,
Yeah. You all have seen a yellow one on our channel
that's
before.
right, but it was like half the size of this.
Yes, it's way smaller.
This is beautiful. Now, we're doing okay for the camera. I know I'm flying a little high and a little far away.
Yeah, you're flying a little far away.
But, you know, I'm flying...
So I just lost it. There we go.
I'm flying someone else's plane, my dad's. Certainly don't want to crash it. And even if this were mine, being a maiden, I probably wouldn't be flying too close and too slow. And so how big it is too, you got to think. You want to have a little room for error, and smaller planes have a lot more room for error lower flying. Big plane like this, when you're flying lower, you really have to have a little bit of cushion till you get brave with the plane. Oh, what a beautiful day to fly, and what a beautiful location. So cool. It's awesome. Such an awesome plane. Dad has got himself a really great plane. I think I've got it zeroed in really well. I think he probably doesn't want to be on camera, but oh, I'd love it if we could get his flight on camera.
I'll do it and he won't even know.
Okay, sounds good to me. So you guys stick around to the end after I land, and we'll have another flight. He's here, so I don't want him to hear me. Oh, very cool, isn't it?
Very. It looks so good.
It really does. Listen to it. What a cool plane. I do have a LiPo alarm in here. And as I said, it's a 4-cell. I think I've got like a 4600 milliamp battery, and I have these crazy bugs just going for my legs.
Yeah, they're actual bees out here on the runway.
Let's head other way now. What a cool bird. What a cool bird. FMS, I have seen fly at our airfield a lot. I can't remember if I've had very many, if ever, on the channel. But every time I see an FMS plane, I just think, man, that is awesome. I need to get one in my collection. I had one in my collection for about a day, and then Dad snatched this one up, but that's okay. I do fly and trade and buy and sell behind the scenes, you guys. You know, it's not just the stuff that you see on the channel. Maybe we need a third YouTube channel where I can show
Not.
It's too much. Too much. I'm amazed at this flight time. I keep expecting to hear that LiPo alarm. Oh, that's so cool.
I like this big plane.
Me too. Easy to track, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, me too. This is a huge plane, and I'm flying at like 40% throttle most of the time. I go at about 0 here, and then I kick it up to about 60% or so there. I do a nice little roll out of that. Maybe we come in and do a little bit of a dive into a loop with 80% throttle or so. And oh man, it's just really fun to fly. Gotta remember my flaps and my landing gear when we do come in for a landing.
Yeah, don't forget your landing gear.
I think because I'm flying in a new spot, what I want to do, I'm going to lower the landing gear on this next pass, then get a feel for the flaps, full flaps, to make sure I like how it feels, and then we'll probably come in for landing. So here comes the landing gear down. I just saw them lower. Hopefully you did too. Looking good. Looking really good. There's a bug on my hand. And let's go to half flaps, see how that feels flying. It's a nice slow transition, so it's not gonna jar us in the air. And then let's hit full flaps as we level off, see how that feels. Okay, yep, he's got elevator mixed into that, and maybe too much. So what I'm gonna do,
Whoa.
yeah, I needed to do that more for the plane than you guys, I apologize. I wanna hit those flaps one more time, and he's got down elevator mixed in with that, and I feel like that's a little too much. It noses down when I hit those flaps. Didn't really like how that felt. So I'm probably gonna land this puppy on half flaps because I'm having to fight that a little bit. So, you know, these are the things that you need to test when you're maidening a plane. You don't want to hit those flaps and assume they're going to feel like all the other planes you've ever flown. You got to test these things while you're safe and level in the air. And I don't know, maybe that's kind of the point of today's video. And then when you're a brand new pilot or flying at a new spot, this is what I always suggest. This is what I tell Abby too. Flying a new plane, testing something out, you kind of get a feel for the landing before you actually commit to a landing. So that first pass that I did right there was me just kind of lining things up, getting a feel for how the throttle feels as I come in for an approach.
Are you landing this time?
I might, and that's kind of the point here. We just give it a few different approaches. There's 0 throttle, oh nice, 3-point landing. As I taxi down the runway, let's hit full flaps and slow her down a little bit more. Look at that sunset. Oh my gosh, that was perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better maiden flight. Guys, anytime you're testing out a new plane or a new spot, just test things a little bit before you think you are super confident and, you know, come in full flaps, full landing, first try. Get a feel for how the plane likes to be in the air, 2 mistakes high before you commit to your landing. Well, what an awesome maiden flight. What a really good flight. My dad, he has no idea until he watches this video. And it just leaves me wanting more of these FMS planes. You know, this was a blast. And I know the bigger the plane, the easier it is for you to record. And probably for those of you watching, more enjoyable to watch than a little park flyer. It definitely flies more scale, more sluggish, slower movements than like the little P-51 that I have. That thing flies on scale sometimes if I want it to. This really needs to stay true to scale while you're in the air for the most part. I could have tried a little inverted or something, but I didn't want to push my limits on a maiden flight, a plane that's not mine, at a location that I rarely fly at anymore. So hopefully you guys enjoyed tagging along for this maiden test flight of this awesome Trojan plane. This is not new out of the box. It's passed through a few others' hands, or at least one other person I know for sure, and it's holding up really, really well. And I think that says a lot for FMS and this plane. Awesome flight. I just want more. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.